Well, hey, my friend, this will be a ramble. This is a ramble because I've listened to it. And it's all about me rambling on of how easy and simple processes can be, but also how much effort you have to put in and how worthwhile putting effort in, but never poo-poo how easy things can be, because they can be. Now, what does it all mean? Well, have a listen to my ramble, because even that, have a listen after this. Hey, welcome to the Personal Development Unplugged podcast with me, Paul Clough. And this is an FMQ, a 5-minute quickie podcast, which never lasts 5 minutes. It always goes a little bit longer. But it's a chance for you and I just to muse, to think of a subject, to talk about it for a few minutes, and then spend time thinking, seeing how it would change our life if we maybe developed it a little deeper. And maybe sometimes these 5-minute quickies will go into a longer podcast where we can dive deeper and produce processes, hypnosis processes, NLP processes. Don't worry about the names. They're just processes for making our life and your life absolutely better. Getting rid of anxiety, fear, all those other hang-ups and issues that we have, and have the life we deserve and make dreams come into reality quicker, bigger, better than you could ever dream of. But they're the longer podcasts, and this is a 5-minute quickie where we break down the complicated into simple, because in simplicity there's genius, and that's what we do here. So if you want to just think for a little while, see what happens, see what resonates inside you, and when it does, you go change the world. Personal development unplugged. Hey friend, how you doing? A 5-minute quickie of just thinking. I just thought about something. I just finished recording a longer podcast. And as I was talking in that podcast, I was talking about how here we but we really attempt, there's a different word for try, but attempt to break down the complicated and make it into a simple process. And that simple process just works. And because it has to work. If it doesn't work, then obviously it's not the process. It's not a process. But if we can break down the complicated into a simple process, it becomes easy to do. But some people think simple and easy are not good because it has to be really difficult. Some things have to be difficult because if it's not difficult and you don't go through that struggle, then you haven't achieved. Or simple and easy is, well, that's just not possible. And I'm here to tell you that it is. Else I wouldn't talk about it. And I wouldn't have this vision to break down anything I hear into simple terms, simple processes. In fact, as long as it's not too simple that it doesn't work, we bring it down into the simplest form, the simplest part of the process. So we're taking out any erroneous bits that they're the fluff that just make other people feel good about themselves because they're saying all this stuff. But no, let's just filter out that fluff. But the thing is, easy and simple doesn't mean you don't have to put effort into it. And it can be hard effort. You got to put yourself into this work, because if it means anything to you, you will. But what I'm saying is you can have the confidence that it's doable. That to me is the simple and easy bit. It is doable, but you have to spend the effort into it. You really have to put energy into it. But that energy comes from your intention. And when you set your intention, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do whatever it takes. That's what I tell my clients. I don't give a monkeys if you believe what I say. You can be the most skeptical person in the world about the processes that I use. But leave that for the door. Leave it outside the door and do whatever it takes. And then when you compare the changes that you've made with that skepticism, then you can do what you like. But that skepticism disappears. But it's that filter that this is possible. And even though sometimes it takes effort to do, it takes energy to make that change, it makes it all worth it. So easy and simple can be as easy as that. I didn't realise, I changed a picture in my mind, everything changes. But you do have to do it. You even have to do the easy stuff. It's not about just knowing this stuff. You know, we talk about that. Knowing is not knowing because you're not using what you know. Mastery is doing what you know and knowing what you do. It doesn't matter how big that bit that you know. You still got to do it and do what you know. So really, I'm just trying to, in this 5-minute quickie, encourage you, if you need encouragement, that is, to really take these processes in your hands, metaphorically grasp it, take it, mold it into the way you need it. Because sometimes we have to change the process for ourselves because it's not quite working. And you think about it, well, if I did that, what would happen if now it's making a difference. And make it a little bit easier for yourself. So it can be a little bit of a struggle. It can be. Because you are working maybe with a negative belief. You are working with your unconscious mind to create the changes. And sometimes your unconscious mind really holds on a little bit until it realizes you're not trying to change its intention to look after you. You're just trying to change the behavior, the emotion that it's using, because those behaviors and emotions are no longer appropriate. The intention is to keep you safe, to keep you away from whatever it's doing, but to find a better way. And once you do that, again, it becomes easy. All you have to do is find that process. That can be the hardest thing, finding the right process and learning. And use your own ways, I think. I mean, I just remembered this. I used to have to do a mind map of the process so I could see that mind map in my head as I was doing a process. So I could follow that imaginary mind map. It was up there. As I'm talking to a client, I've got that mind map of this process. And after a while, the mind map disappears because I don't need it. Because it's in me. And now each process changes with the client. It evolves with the client. But it starts from that first core. But also I know that it's doable and it will be easy. It will be effortless. It just takes a bit of effort to be effortless. If that makes any sense whatsoever. So there you go. I don't know what I've said. I don't know if it's making any difference. But I just want you to know that if you just put that little bit of effort in, have the will to do whatever it takes, you can change your world immensely for the better. Immensely for the better. And I say it doesn't have to be too hard. As long as we break down those processes into simple steps. Okay? There you go. 5-minute quickie. If it meant anything to you, awesome. If I rambled, awesome. Because all these are little rambles of I guess. Yeah. Okay. Have more fun than you can stand. And keep doing those processes. Bye now.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.